Hello, this is Mentio, and this is part 4 of a run on a series that is posted all in one day. If you want to check out the other videos, you can see it in my YouTube channel. And to get on with part 4, we start off with another YouTuber that goes against the grain on what we've been saying this whole time. A YouTuber by the name of p5r in his video goes to point out why pain isn't important, because we keep saying that without pain we couldn't grow, but p5r points out that the only point to growing is to handle pain better, and this becomes an oxymoron, so to speak. But on the other hand, though, we are the ones to choose when to think of our past and when to finally let go. Another video, this time by Manga Kamen, saying how we are the ones to let the pain either control us or help us, hold us back, or learn and let go, even though it's really hard to let go. His last point he mentions is excellent by saying throwing away the world's not only undoes the hard work it had to go this far, but also would turn your back on the good people in the world as well. The world may be full of bad people, racism, sexism, homophobic, rape, murder, and more, but by focusing on all the negative to shield yourself away from the pain, you're forgetting about the good people in the world too. The good people that help the homeless, the good people that try to help others without thinking about themselves, the people that want to make the world a better place, the people that when they see a person alone, they move to their seats to not make them alone anymore. The people that remind you that you're not alone and would want to cry with you if you need it. To put a bit of my own experience into this giant essay thing, in middle school, we had the Rachel's Challenge, which was about a little girl, a real girl who was caring. She saw a kid sit alone, she would pick up their tray and come over to their table. But for some reason, she kept saying how her time was almost up, and it was in her diary as well. And then a couple weeks later, there was a school shooting, and she died. And so the challenges spread kindness. Even as a senior in high school, I thought it would be the year to leave a mark on the school as a person. In high school, even though I am autistic, I got better in grades, making friends, working out more. During the last year, during lunch, even though people thought it would be weird or different, I went to every single table and just wish them a good day, weekend, birthday, holiday, whatever. During the holidays, I made lots of small cards just saying, "Happy holidays from your neighborhood weirdo. P.S. You're important," with the wrong "your." I gave them to friends, random people in school, teachers, whoever. I did find some of those cards just tossed on the floor days later for some people, but that don't matter. Even if the card helped even one person with maybe suicidal thoughts, depression, or other things like that, then those cards were all worth it. Heck, one of the friends I knew kept the card I gave in their binder. This just shows that even a little gesture of love and kindness of something can go a long way for helping them and you at the same time. I knew some people who didn't like me because of my weird nature, and you can't help everyone, but you can help as many as possible. And lastly, I found my last yearbook and I just emailed as many people as I knew possible, telling them that how I was like the 10th best student in the school and probably the best within my special peers because I was in a special ed class. I thanked all of them, saying how they helped me and therefore it was not just my glory, but ours. I have made some mistakes in the past that I would now shudder at because back in the day in middle school, I always talked about without thinking and made mistakes because of that, and I would take a week of feeling bad because of those moments, then move on. I went from a kid that was basically alone all the time, feeling like Naruto kind of when he was a kid, grew up to know many people, many friends, and to care about them. And I'm always like excited to be with friends. I'm excited to be with friends more, with more online as well. Soul, Thorax, Spriggs, Jaja and his brother Llama, all the people I know in reality, a VTuber app I use, showing me that even though I'm not physically going to college, I'm still not alone, like how I felt back then. My autism might have been a hindrance in elementary school, but I believe it became more of a blessing through middle and mostly high school. My autism has made me think, who gives a damn if I'm the only one like walking to table to table? It's making people smile, so who cares? Because I always like to stand out and be different, so why not use that to help others? Heck, I remember making my last English teacher in high school cry from my essays twice, which showed that how I also went from someone to take literal days of work on an essay with teachers, with the help of teachers, to being able to do it on my own in like 1 or 2 days. Lastly, about myself, I did have weird anger. I remember mostly in middle school because I remember a book I read that resonated in me, even though I hated books. It was about a delinquent who did bad things and was on trial and decided to learn about his emotions on a deserted island with a mentor to guide him. And the lesson he had was he was instructed to break a stick in half, with one side represented anger. Every time he broke the stick, the mentor kept asking, "Why didn't you break the stick? The other side is still there." Which the point was, even though he broke the stick, there was always a left and right part of the new stick, even though the old stick was broken in half. Why do I tell you about this? To show my own growth. To show you that I am proud of who I am now, and I don't hold my past against me. By saying yes to Dr. Mroki, I would be forgetting all that hard work, all those lessons I learned, all the friends I have, and lastly, forgetting the person I am now. I know not everyone has the same luxuries as me, but with the hard work like I have, they can shine as well. In another video I found from Free the Culture gives proofs as to why pain and challenge are actually important and why Dr. Mroki is contradicting himself. First, to learn, when Dr. Mroki gives everyone what they ever wanted, it's called self-actualization. From the video, I learned that self-actualization is from a real therapist. Self-actualization is apparently one out of the 5 layers in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it goes like this. is a theory of motivation which states the 5 categories of human needs dictate an individual's behavior. And it goes from basic needs of food, water, warmth, and rest, security and safety, belongingness and love, relationships, esteem needs, prestige, accomplishment, and lastly, self-actualization. Achieving one's full potential, even creativity. This whole idea is basically what I've said before, with people want to put hard work into something, but a step further. The esteem needs layer is that layer of overcoming an obstacle which makes whatever they get more of a reward. People undervalue things that they are just handed directly. The contradiction in Dr. Mroki's plan of giving everyone they want by just self-actualizing everything, it does not fulfill the esteem needs to actually reach self-actualization for everyone else. Those people might lose value in their lives, becoming zombies with no purpose, and become slaves. Lastly, saying how he just forced his world into everyone without them having a chance to choose if they want this world or not. Some of the videos I watched, I noticed, gave the example of using cheat codes to play video games. If you gave yourself cheats to go God mode at the beginning of the game, it's not fun anymore. But by overcoming the game and earning a God mode because of the hard work, the game was more fun and more memorable. The same way, we don't want cheat codes because that takes all the fun out of a game. By accepting Dr. Mroki's world, we would be taking the fun out of everything as well. Another video I found by p5r, the video game philosopher, talks about how Dr. Mroki might be based on a real-world person named Dr. H.C. Tien, and Dr. Tien was a therapist, kinda, who would ask volunteers that needed help in some way, and would use electrotherapy and rewire someone into thinking something else, so they may be reborn. Kind of like how Dr. Mroki does. Another video I found by Celosis OS. He talks about how even though he's done nothing wrong, but still wants to do the right thing and becomes a relatable to the player, Dr. Mroki becomes a familiarity heuristic, basically meaning he's relatable, and so it's significant to you because he has a main goal, helps people, helps their pain. It generates a sameness because most people would want to help and save others if they could. He had to suffer, went through many lows, put in his whole effort into things, so like any person would, and therefore makes him more significant. And to finalize, my last important part is that just like how he wants to help everyone to be happy and blissful ignorance to the happy world, even his power represents that, but I'm not gonna spoil that either, soul. Also, to point out, soul, if you did make it to third semester to like after chose real world or his worlds, that was why you kept seeing red hair, brown hair from Kasumi, because the talking picture was Kasumi, but the character model was of Sumeri. Sumeri has red hair, Kasumi has brown hair. Okay, that is part 4 of the series. Hope everyone is enjoying this series, because this is actually a lot of fun to make, but I'm gonna leave it all until part 5, which will also be on the channel. Hope you liked it. This has been Memento, signing off, my friends. See you next time.